This conference will now be recorded.
So in previous session, we have seen how to use the template to build my dashboard. And if you see, we have used the template, time series template to build this dashboard. So if you see, there are in the left side, there are many widgets you can see, like the chart, table, filter, like this, many widgets we have. So what are these widgets and how I can use this widget in my dashboards? Okay, so let's go through the widgets. We'll discuss each widget, what is the use of that, and how we're going to create it. So when you create a new dashboards, it may be the blank dashboard or dashboard from template, we will get different kind of options for widgets here, okay, in the left panel. Okay, so we can use that to give the visualization in my dashboard. So let's do one thing. Let's start this with our dashboard, which you call for global account. Let's edit this dashboard and play around with this as it's a empty dashboard which we have created in the previous session. Let's put the widget on this. Okay. So the in the left side, the icons, what you see, we can drag these icons to put on my layout, and we can configure that widget to visualize my data from dataset on this dashboard. So each items what we am going to add to the dashboard designer, we will call that as widget. Okay, so now there are multiple widgets. First widget we have called a chart. So if you see widget, first widget we have something like chart. So what kind of chart we have, and with this chart what we can do. Okay, so let's see, I want to use this chart widget. So simply I'll drag this chart widget on my dashboard layout, or I can say dashboard designer. So now this is my chart. So the chart will display some data. So I'm using my global account dashboard. In this designer, I use the chart. So the click on this chart icon or chart options, then it will ask which dashboard you want to use, which data set you want to use. Let's consider I want to use opportunity with account. Okay, I select it. So by default, if you see, the chart came, and there are different kind of charts, around 30 different kind of charts we can use. It looks like previously we discussed in the lens also, same kind of thing. What kind of dashboard you want, you can do in that way. It may be column way or vertically or in pyramid, whatever you want, you can use in the same way. Okay, I'm keeping the this bar chart. I'm not doing changes anything. As you know, the changes in the lens also how we did, we can do the same way. Okay, we after clicking on the chart icon, we got this. By default, we got my bar chart. Okay, if you see, default is bar chart, and we got my length of count as a bar length as count of rows, and there is no filter defined right now, and there is no grouping also. Nothing is there, just simply we created this chart right now. Okay, now if you see what we can do, let's the query what I have. Okay, I'm just giving the, this is my first query. Okay, let's say I'm just giving like number of rows. I'm just going to show how many total number of records we have. This is my first one. I'll call it as a step. Each query I'm calling it a step. Okay, number of rows, or you can say query number of rows. I click on done. Okay, this is my one chart I used. And if you want to manipulate this chart, let's say you want to, instead of this chart, I want to have with the average. Okay, you can do that kind of thing, like I'm now doing measure in the amount field. Okay, see, in the average amount we have number of records and what is average amount. And let's say I want to change to column chart, it will looks like this, or I want to do a stack chart or pyramid chart. How you want, we can define in that way. Okay, you can see there are many charts we have. Let's I want to chart a donut chart, you can see like this, or scatter chart like this, or vertical charts like this. Whatever you want, we can just define as our data we need. Okay, I just keep as a column chart as a count of rows and amount. Okay, let's update this chart. This is my one chart come. Like this, you can play around on the chart, whatever you want on the chart widget. Okay, and once we did, then my chart is displaying on my dashboard builder. Okay, so if you see in the right side, so if you see there is a widget details, what type of chart I used, if you want, you can change from here also. And if you see the title, what title you want to give, you can write your title here also. And the title font size also you can give, subtitle, everything you can configure here based on the chart what need. And then if you see the query, this is my step one created as a number of rows, what name we have given. Okay, then let's see what other widgets we have. Like this, what kind of chart you want, you can use from this widget. And then we see if you go to the table is the next widget. If you see here, it's table. Now if I just go and drag it, what's going to happen? I'll go and drag this table here somewhere. Okay, this is my table. So now if you see, if I click on this table, it's not asking me the data source, because already I have selected my data source on the previous chart. So my Einstein analytics platform understood to take that data source. Okay, so if you want to change data set, then I click on the back and I can. Okay, otherwise the Einstein analytics platform completely understand which data set to take. If you want to take some another data set, simply click on the back, then you can get the options to select my data set. Okay, I'm going with the same data set. I'm not going to change anything. Okay, so now what I'm going to do here, so now I'm going to select the name. Okay, the title name, I'm just going to give name as, let's consider step 2 record detail. So I'm going to take all the data as a record details. So it's also coming a chart. So I'm going to change the table mode as a value table. I can see the details of my records what I have. Okay. So which informations I do not want, I can remove it. What I want, I'll keep it. Okay, say account ID is a field. I don't want to take that. I don't want display. Okay, I delete it. All the ID field I'm just removing from my dashboard. Okay, so I'm displaying these informations now here. Okay. If you want on this table, what we can do, if it's a tabular view, as I explained in previous topics of lanes, you can put the filter. Okay, you can do the group by. Okay, you can do the format of column. You can limit the query how many you want. Everything is here to define. Once you do everything, click on the done. If you see now my table coming. So now if you see this one in the widget, what is going to happen? If you go to the query, now you see it's my step 2 where I got my record details. Okay, and applying global filter or not, all the options we have. Then if you see the columns, what columns you have, you can play around with this. Okay, what if you see the which column to choose and what alignment you want to give on each column, that also you can do. And if you go to widget, you will see what kind of options we have. Okay, so if you see the header, spacing, theme, okay, the table you want what kind of thing. Let's say I want this thing, I can select this one. Or I want this theme, what you want, you can do with that options. Okay, so whatever you want, see. And you see the column width, so there is option called fit to data or fit to widget. If I do fit to widget, okay, how it going to looks. And if I do fixed width, then how it's coming. And you see fit to data, how it's coming. This is the column specific width. Okay, fit to widget we can do, we can set border, everything. Okay, now let's, what I'm going to do, I can drag it off. Okay, and I can display how what I want. Let me drag it up again. In widget, even if you want to change the theme also you can change as I shown you. Let's go to border color. Okay, if you want to change the color, you can change from here. Like this, you can set whatever you want to do it. Okay, so let me feed to this many columns. Okay, so then you have the scroll bar also to scroll and see whatever you want. Or if you want to Okay, change like this, you can keep here. Okay, this way you can just create my detailed page of records and as a tabular view, and you can open this. And once you do it, if you want to save, simply you can click on the save icon. So now my global account is got saved, and if you have version history, I can say it's a 1.2 version. I can maintain my version also. Okay, so this is nothing but I put a chart, I put a table, and there is something called filter. What this filter do? If I use filter widget, what we can do? We can use this filter widget to filter my data which are going to display on the dashboard. So my dashboard contains all the data now. I can filter the data from my data set to this dashboard. So that time what I can do? I can drag it, I can keep this filter. I'm just keeping this filter here, for example. Okay, once I keep this filter, then what I can do, and the filter understand the dashboard what I have, or if you want you can select a new dashboards. Okay, so now let me see here. So let's see the properties. The filter is what property, what kind of filter we want to use. The property of this widget, it's a single global filter or it's a all global filter. Then I can add my global filter here. I can manage the filter here, and what kind of filter you want, filter style, nothing but the color and value color, and what is the widget style you want, you can configure here. And onboard, nothing but the video you can upload. Okay, you can select from here. You can choose, you can drag filter from my widget icons to my dashboard designer. Then we can select the data set. Okay, my data set nothing but opportunity with the account what I am using till now. Okay, then which filter I want to use. Okay, let's I want the account rating as a filter. Okay, or let me go again. Okay, here I added the account rating as a global filter. If I want to manage, okay, let's I want to add one more field. Simply I can click on this, and let's I will take my opportunity stage. Okay, I can add multiple filters here. Okay, I can select it, then my filter is ready right now. Okay, so if you want to add global filter, you can select these options. We can add the global filter also. This is just a filter we create. We select from data set. From data set, what are the fields you want? Then we click on the create. So now if I preview it, let's say I click on the preview here. Okay. So now if you see the account rating, what I want, if rating like filter comes out, rating I have operators like doesn't equal or equal, what value I have, I want that. Okay. So let's see, I want rating as hot. I click apply. Okay. Now see there's no accounts with rating as hot. It will not give anything. So I want all ratings. Okay. I click apply. Or if I want to, okay, I want to remove everything. Okay. Let's does not equal to anything we have. Let's click apply. So now I got all my data. So now let's edit it. Let's go to this account. Let's manage my filters again. See, I have the, if I want to add new rating, new filters, I can do that. Okay, or I can filter whatever the filters we have. This is I'm taking from the account ratings. This is my stage, and in my data, I didn't keep any rating fields. So let's see what kind of fields I'm displaying here. My account name, owner, and created date. Okay, I can keep a rating, keep a filter based on the amount. Let's consider to take that. Okay, so I'm just going to take one new one, opportunity with account, filter as amount. Let's create it. Let's save it, and let's take a preview of it. See, now the filter is amount filter. If I want to filter the amount, let's say I want to take a filter of amount less than 200,000. See, I just click apply. Now we'll see how many records can, just 21 opportunity we got. So simply we can use a filter to filter my data. So if you want to use this kind of thing, simply we can go to my filter properties to use it, and we can play around with this. So simply understood how I can use the chart, how I can use the table, and how I can use filter. In the next we'll see what is this container, what is this date, and all different kind of options. Stay tuned for next session. Thank you.